Kiueturautti, still aiming to be the most boring candidate of this election. Now I'd like to talk about IT, which is actually my business, my area of expertise. Now we use a single word that kind of sums up responsibility and sustainability in Finnish sometimes in talking, so I'm kind of go on both areas. But what does responsible IT purchasing mean? It can mean a lot of things. I wrote a very long, detailed blog post with almost 100 references about cloud service providers, the ones that run a lot of our computer programs nowadays. And there's a lot of differences. None of the big global players are perfect, but some of them are doing really good in areas like environmental sustainability, meaning using renewable energy, decreasing waste, social responsibility, taking care of workers' rights, paying taxes and such. Some do really badly in these things. And the problem is that now the city, municipality, requires a program. It buys them from a company that develops or resells the program, and then there's the cloud service provider that actually runs the program. Now, the circle of responsibility and sustainability might stop there in the middle. So while the city cares really a lot about, for example, environment and such, the third party here does not, and there's no way of following this because this is not marked down in the criteria. But even the EU competition laws clearly define that we can put such criteria on. We can demand a lot more from our IT partners, and naturally we will be using partners. There's no sense in doing everything yourself. Things such as cloud services do help us create more with less effort. In many cases, they are the best way to do things. But it's also a lot of other things. I'm going to give you an example from business. Now, this here, back here, is our tweaking table at our company that I run with a colleague. Now, we repair old devices. Here's an example. This is about a 5-year-old laptop that's coming here for repairs. Now, in one company example, what we do is, the trendy thing nowadays is to rent or lease a laptop for 3 years and then get a new one. Now, what we've done is increase this to 4 years. We've changed it from leasing to buying back again. It used to be, but then we came back to the buying mode. That's not actually the important key thing here. But see, after that 4 years, we've purchased for 4 years a warranty and insurance. Basically, it will repair the computer even if you spill wine on it. Now, after that 4 years, then we take a look at it, see if something needs to be repaired, and then we put it into so-called secondary use. Now, this is a user in the company where it doesn't really matter if it's broken for a bit. They can manage a day without. This is like a generic use laptops that some department might 5 or 10 or 15 of. So they can do without one. If one breaks, then we give them another from that pile, and then we bring it here, we buy spare parts, and we repair it. We keep it running in this use. And when it's not needed in that use anymore, again, we bring it here, we repair it, we can upgrade it in some cases. It's important to buy a laptop which allows, like, where the repair manual is freely available and spare parts are available. And we do that, okay, after the secondary use, and then we can sell it to the staff members at a low price, or we can give it away. There are a lot of NGOs that accept good, well-functioning old laptops. They might be 6 years old, but if they're good quality ones and well repaired, that's no problem. It can be still used in schoolwork. Low-income families really appreciate these. We bring them to those. And via other partners, we make sure that they don't go to waste, but they go to use. Now, in the example of the municipality, as I've said before, I think low-income local families should be on the receiving side of any laptops or other IT equipment that the municipality has bought, because, I mean, it's taxpayer money that bought them. Shouldn't taxpayers benefit from them all the way to the end? So we really need to look at the life cycle. It's okay to have a rent or lease deal instead of buying. That's actually not that important there. But the key thing is that we make sure that the whole life cycle is guaranteed, and we look at it on a longer term. Put a little bit more money in quality, because even if it costs more to buy, it will cost less to operate over the years, and it will save money. Long-term planning is really important. Now, responsible spending in IT also means that we're responsible about where we put this system. Now, I like to think that IT is like a hammer. It's a tool. In good use, a good hammer, it will help you build a house. In bad hands, well, it will destroy a house. IT is just like that. If you have a good solution in IT, it will help you do your job. If you have a bad solution, it will help you spend more time. We have sadly so many of these cases. It is not responsible spending if the system, be it a piece of hardware or software or a combination of these, if it doesn't help the person do their job. Now, with healthcare systems, there's been actually a lot of writing, studies, comparisons. Some of these get really good grades, some of them get really bad ones. Now, could you guess which one of these cases is an example where the actual nurses, doctors, and the city decision makers have been a part of developing it, and where it's been outsourced to the consultants? It's okay to use consultants, they're not all bad, but see, the ultimate responsibility is anyway with the decision makers, the local bureaucrats basically. And if they outsource everything to the consultants, I mean, you can't really outsource the responsibility, but you end up sort of doing that. And the other thing is that these consultants, they don't work. They don't have that whole visibility of everything happening in the city. What you need, the city needs to have an IT head crew, basically. I'm not going to even go into titles here, but like people that have the support and the trust of the entire municipality. Any department, any building there, they can come and contact this person and say, look, we have this system and it really bugs us. It's not doing as good as they can. Of course, politicians, decision makers need to also have trust in this person, these people, probably in this size, to actually listen and make good decisions. They need to have incentive to make good decisions. There need to be bonuses for working very well. And they need to be in the part of making decisions and purchases, not the consultant. Because you see, the worst case scenario is actually that you first hire a consultant to do comparisons. Okay, tell us which system we need. There are 10 at the market. And the consultant ends up telling you, well, actually, our company's system is the very best. And I really am not making this up because it actually happens. Consultants do often bring the business to their own company. And I think that's a huge problem of interest there. This cannot happen. We need to eliminate these early on. Like I said, EU competition rules do clearly permit that. So use a lot more sense in making these purchases and make sure that the customer knows what they are buying. Basically, again, the team of IT professionals, which I mentioned, which have the power and the responsibility to make these good decisions. They understand the city. It's in their best interest to do it. Not an outside person. An outside person can help, an outside consultant office can help gather up options and such, but they cannot have a conflict of interest and they cannot be the ultimate decision maker, not de jure, not de facto, either way. And this is something we need to fix, and I think that could bring us a little bit more and bring us into the situation where IT actually is seen as beneficial and not a problem. Because right now, a lot of city employees are saying that, oh, well, they're not working again. Oh, I have to use this new software. Oh, this software, it doesn't work well. Oh, that's broken again. Things like this, we can fix them, but we need to understand that we, the city, the municipality, the decision makers, have to understand that the responsibility has to be in our own hands. We can and we should accept help from a lot of companies, preferably a lot of local companies. We need to keep the jobs and the taxes locally as best possible, but it can come from far away too if that's the best solution. But we cannot outsource running our city. And that's, I think, the main key point of this. And something I hope to bring, something I hope to change. It's going to be a long process, but we need to change our decision making. Know what we buy, or otherwise we're just going to end up someone else saying what we need to buy, and we're really going to get what we ordered and not in the good sense of the wording there. With these thoughts now, well, happy election week to all of us. Thank you and bye-bye.